I've been waiting for you. Welcome into the front room, the best of clips show with Marlo Kubik. I hope you don't think that's a bit pompous of me. Enjoy. And I wore it today.
Yes.
Because I wanted to match up with my bling. That the bling is what the kids are all
That's
into.
real bling, isn't it?
So this is real bling. You said from New York.
Yes. The state somewhere in New York.
That's where all the hip hoppers are. And
yes.
I'm into hop hip. So I'm trying to be
You're
like
the hop
kids.
hipperist.
So trying to keep in fashion and keep up, keeping up with the younger generation.
You're trying to keep up with the Johnsons.
We have a new sponsor today. We just want to say a big hello and a thank you to Clovertop Hinges.
Who are they?
Clovertop Hinges. Well, you're looking for a hinge, right? Everybody needs a hinge. Not sure what type of hinge. Or do you have that clumsy hinge? Or are you just tired of that old haggard hinge? Well, Clovertop has it for you. They have all the hinges.
They have everything.
Unbelievable. Any hinge you want, they have it all. They have it all. Stationary hinges, stagnant ones, motionless, immobile, parked, anchored, inert, moored, permanent, stable, unmoving. And they have portable hinges as well. A complete line of portable hinges. Compact, convenient, handy, wormy, inconvenient, lightweight, convertible, conveyable, even wielding hinges. And I got that right this time on this read.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and we'd like to thank Clovertop Hinges for coming on to sponsor here in the front room. Check it out, Clovertop Hinges. They will haggle for the best dealio in town. Clovertop Hinges. Check them out at clovertophinge.edgy.com.
Wow.
May not be able to find us here in the studio because we're not in a professional building. We're here in Brentwood Studios at the amateur building.
Yes.
Building B. So,
There's actually a toilet behind that light.
And if you have any complaints, direct it to Ange.
Yes.
Ange is our complaint director.
Ange will take everything.
Here in the front room. And you could go to the complaint department. If you can't find them there, check the garage or online. Or if you're not sure, just go to complainingtoange@speedball.snort. So that's just another thing. Fully croissant right here in the front room. A variety of oddments and chat. Yes, a show unlike ribbon candy. A show unlike ribbon candy.
Meaning
Thank
stale
God.
and sticky.
Yeah, my sister loves ribbon candy. You ever have? What is that?
I don't think anyone ever eats it. They just have it in their house. And then I've actually seen places that sell glass candy that looks like the ribbon candy. The only good thing about that is it doesn't get sticky.
Oh, it doesn't mold together because if you leave it in
You
the
try
bowl.
to pick up one piece and you get the whole thing, including the bowl.
Well, I remember as a child, I would be at Grandpa's house, and he'd have a bowl of that, and it looks wonderful when you first see it.
It's all colors and shiny. And
before you even put it in your mouth, it appeals to kids. Like, wow, look at that stripe and shiny and twisty and turns and curves.
It's all pretty.
And then you put it in your mouth and you're like, let me wash it down with some wine. That is good. It's funny. The generation gaps, I should say, plural.
Yes, many.
And you're, now I'm a baby boomer. You're the Generation X.
I'm Gen X.
Now, Gen X, this is so weird. They call it Gen X, a.k.a. what? Don't know.
No.
A.k.a. the lost generation. This is true. This is true. I had to do my research. Actually, I gave the research department off
Meaning
today.
you gargled it. You Googled it.
Yes, I gargled it. I gargle with wine.
Wow. Maybe I've had too much. Okay. You Googled it. I'm the lost generation.
You are the lost generation.
But you found me.
Right, I did. I did. Thank God.
So now I'm part of the found generation.
Thank the Lord, I should say.
I was found by a baby boomer.
Generation X. And this is the other odd thing because this is something you totally don't eat or like.
Me?
Yeah. What don't you eat that I always say, how could you not eat?
Mayonnaise?
Close. You put the mayonnaise on a...
Liverwurst?
No, you put
a sandwich.
Yes. Generation X. She hates sandwiches. How can anyone hate sandwiches?
I prefer something deconstructed.
I mean, I like the sandwich with the regular bread.
I like everything with the sandwich.
Yeah,
Eat
but
it all
see,
separately.
the thing is, the big sandwiches you get from wherever, Poor Boys, or what do they call it?
Like Subways and
Subways
stuff.
or something. They got all the bread. See, my dad just used regular bread.
Yeah.
And like 3 pounds of meat. So that's what happened. But Generation X, known as the sandwich generation, and I kid you not.
Yeah, I fell off the truck during that.
Have you ever heard that?
No, I've not.
Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980, generally a 15-year span. Mm-hmm. Now, the weird thing is, this I did not know. Now, I'm a baby boomer.
Yes.
That's a wider span.
That's a big...
About 1946 to 64-ish.
It's over 20 years.
Baby boomers, 46, 56. Yeah, almost 18, 20 years.
Yeah.
Because 65 was the Gen X.
Interesting.
And before the baby boomers, do you know what? I didn't realize this, but they called...
Stick people.
Oh, in your case, stick people.
But where's the drum set? We need a rim shot.
From 1900 to 1945, they're called the traditionalists.
Well, that explains my dad, because my dad's a traditionalist.
He was born what year?
He was born in 40.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And my parents would be traditionalists as well, and maybe a couple of my cousins that are still lingering.
Yeah.
And traditionalists, other names they say are veterans of the silent generation, radio babies, because radio became big back in that era.
Before TV. There was a Gen Y. Is that the same as...
Oh, Gen Y. I don't see a Gen Y.
There was a
Gen Y is millennials.
The millennials, also known as Gen Y.
Gen
and then
Y.
there's Gen Z. Yeah.
And then there's another name for the millennials. They're called echo boomers. I like that. Echo boomers.
I call them kind of annoying sometimes.
Chief friendship officers is another term that they use. I'm not making this up.
That sounds like a great career path.
24/7.
I want to be chief friendship officer.
Hi, chief friendship officers. Oh my God.
If you would like a wiffle ball, you can cut in half. Go to Anyo's Hardware.
We have to say hello to Mr. Dow, my old neighbor. See, now this is reminiscing.
Yes.
In our generation, we didn't have all this high tech. We had record players and television.
You went outside and played.
We went outside and played a lot. And our neighbor, Mr. Dow, God rest his soul, he used to get mad if our wiffle ball flew in his yard. Home run was over the north fence of our yard. My dad put up a 6-foot fence because that's how much he liked Mr. Dow. One of those redwood fences, you couldn't see anything. It was like the wall.
Did it have like toxic fumes coming off the other side too?
It had these little slits you could kind of see in. Now we put that up because we had a swimming pool in the 60s, a 4-footer. So Mr. Dow is kind of grumpy at times, and the ball would fly into his yard. Hey, what the hell are you guys doing? That's how he spoke to us.
Crazy kids.
Hey, what do we do? We just go. That's how, because he couldn't understand a thing he's saying. He's kind of like Mr. Magoo mumbling under his nose. He's like, what the hell are you guys? So he'd go in this garage. He had a very nice garage. It had a loft with a thing in it, a hole in it.
A thing.
So you could like put stuff up there.
I've always wanted a garage with a thing in it.
And he had a chain, one of those like wenches. Not his wife. One of those wenches, so you could put stuff up in the thing in the loft area.
I always wanted to put stuff up.
And he had a full. He had the place was just outfitted with all the tools because you'd always hear him building stuff. He'd take the wiffle ball in there, saw it in half, throw it back. There you guys go to hell. That's what he used to do. So we used to. He paid for it as we
got older.
And one of those old phones.
Yeah.
Remember that?
You have to actually make that noise while you're doing it.
Oh my God, I remember. Call 911. At least
Too late, they're dead.
At least they put the for the ones.
Yeah, but the 0 is after the... If you want to call the operator too, forget it.
It's just so funny.
How did you ever call for help back then?
You didn't. You said, hey, we need help.
Do you play Tiddlywinks?
We did. Pickup sticks, too. That would be a toy these days, pickup sticks. Poke your eye out several times. And they were sharp.
Yeah.
Let's sharpen these razor sharp for the kids.
They got rid of jarts, the fake lawn darts when I was a kid because they could kill you. They were sharp on the end.
Yeah, they were kind of weighted so they'd fall.
But they
you threw them. They were
those.
kind of like horseshoes, right? Except with
But they got
darts.
rid of them because they could hurt you.
Things are getting too safe these days for some children. I mean, even the playgrounds, they've taken
We went down metal slides, burned the backs of our thighs, got flung off a teeter-totter onto concrete.
Teeter-totters were
painful.
Wicked back in the day. And now I've heard they have teeter-totters today, but they have like an hydraulic ones, so you can't get hurt. We just had the guy at Man Park, the guy who built stuff there, or the workers at Man Park. I don't know what you'd call them. They probably have a title. They probably worked for the city. Like the industrialists of the park. They would come out and...
the park rangers?
Yes, they manufacture things. They're like, go out and build a playground. Here's a bunch of pipe. Here's a grinder and a bunch of bolts and a couple drills. And
make as much as you can.
Here's some wood, too. And some shiny metal. Make sure you face that towards the sun.
And don't put it on grass. Whatever you do.
Put it over
Put it in
asphalt.
the parking lot.
We had... those teeter-totters we had in Man Park... It was one big long pipe. I think they just took the pipes from the street lights and laid them down and bolted them on a hinge of sorts, and then put a wooden seat
on each end
with a little handle right by your crotch.
Yeah.
And then if you had two people who were relatively the same weight, you could have some fun.
But regardless of the weight of each, when one got off, if they let go of it, boom! Right on your tailbone.
They put the concrete over the monkey bars.
Yes. No, under the monkey bars.
Under the monkey. Over. Yeah, that would be hard. Over. Hey, I've got the ceiling.
Wow. Now that's some industrial engineering.
And we had wonderful swings there. We had wooden swings, a big flat wooden thing.
And if you sat on that with shorts, you got a big old splinter in your thigh.
Well, these were nice and sanded at first.
Oh, really?
But what I liked about those, I hated the loop, the belt loops.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't stand. See, we used to stand and swing and then dive bomb off. This is when I was
onto concrete.
This is when I was very, very agile. Well, we had some lawn around it. They didn't put it all on concrete. They had some dirt underneath.
Okay.
And we used to love when it got really dry and hot out, because then we'd start swinging really high back and forth on our feet. We keep swiping our feet in this like dusty sand, making clouds of dust. And the neighbors across the street, the old ladies across the street, have all the windows open during the summer.
And it's going into their house.
Hey, well, you turn the dust is coming, because we just love doing that kind of stuff. This is what kids did when you had fun.
Yeah.
Remember the spring horses too? They used to have these little horses with springs on them.
We didn't have those at the playground where I grew up, but you and I did find some recently as adults.
Over here near our neighborhood.
As adults, when you sit on them and you weigh more than 200 pounds, they just tip over.
And then when we were teenagers, we tried to break those things. We would ride them on the front and try and bend them. And now a little closing for you. For love is where grammar has meaning and arithmetic not so much. I carry my love for all of you everywhere I go, even though I don't wear a fanny pack.
Thank God.
Thank God. Love is keeping the gutters free of clutter, to let love flow. For love is the aftermath of a mouthful of wine. Love is sharing one's crosshenge. Love is laughing at each other, even more laughing at others, with others.
Together.
For love is within me for you, and both of us send you all of our love. We'll see you next time right here in the front room.
Bye, everybody.